guys, Gamer Guy TV here. Um, Today we are back in Themepark Tycoon 2. Sorry if I sound a bit tired. Uh, I went to a bat mitzvah Saturday night. Um, and I had a ton of fun. I bounced. I broke my glasses. I slow danced. I hugged a few people. Um, so it was a ton of fun. But basically, I finally caught up on sleep, and now I'm getting tired because I spent an hour or two playing squash, which takes a lot of energy. Um, but anyway, yeah, we're back here in Theme Park Tycoon 2. Now, basically, as you guys know, I have been adding bits to the, um, I've been adding sort of like little bits to the end, to the beginning or end of videos, like random coloring, time lapses. That was like 14 minutes long instead of the normal one because I spent like 10 minutes of it talking. And I have a lot to talk about today. Um, like the history of this YouTube channel, sort of how I expected it to kick off really quickly. Um, and a few other things, like the fact that there will probably not be many YouTube videos after Thanksgiving. Um, But yeah, let's get right into the video. So the plan for today is to get the fireball. But that costs $22,000 and we are only at 12,000. So I'm gonna talk while we get the other 10,000 that we need because that'll give me a chance to talk and not have to worry about it. Another option we have is getting the swing ride, but that's another like almost another 10,000 after that. So we're going to save up for the fireball. Basically, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is sort of the history of this channel. I have watched people like DanTDM go from like 5 million to 19 or 20 million in the course of like 2 or 3 years. That's what I wanted to do. Um, but I didn't realize that if I didn't have the money to invest into this channel, that I wasn't going to succeed. You need to sort of invest money to become popular. Um, so that dream was crushed right then and there. Um, Basically, I had put together a list of series that I wanted to do, and I had planned out the first 5 episodes of each. And then after that, I'm like, you know, I've gotten 20 views within the past 3 months. I don't need to be planning this. So of course I stopped planning it, and it becomes super unorganized. I have no idea what I'm doing. Um, and I'm like, okay, this isn't good, but I never went back to planning. I basically expected this channel to sort of like take off, and it didn't, and that's okay. I still have fun doing it, and this channel has sort of become a place that I can just like talk. Um, because I generally talk a bit much. I'm just gonna put us in a ride while we listen to me talk so that it looks actually somewhat interesting. Um, but another thing that um, I look forward to is basically, you know, I come home most Friday nights and do this. The only reason this is on a Wednesday is because I'm off school for Thanksgiving break. Um, so yeah, that's the only reason why it's even happening on a Wednesday. Normally it wouldn't be happening on a Wednesday, but it is because I'm off school. Um, Another thing is, like I said, there might be videos, but there probably won't be till after like December 15. Um, Basically, or I know there's not going to be one on the 7th of December. So basically, we'll have this one, and there's not going to be a Thanksgiving special this year. Um, basically, with all of the bar and bat mitzvahs, game nights, end of year, end of term tests, athletics, robotics, tennis, uh, stuff like that, and rock shop too. I don't have as much time to record as I did last year because the step from 6 to 7 is big. Um, I don't have as much time to record, which means less videos. The random coloring time lapses is about the easiest it gets because I can do those on the bus home from school or while I'm waiting or on the way to squash or something. I can do that right then and then I don't need to, worry about anything else like that. I just spend the 5 minutes, put it together, and it's pretty easy. Um, but basically, obviously, school is out till Tuesday. Um, we go back Tuesday. I have a week. November 30th, I will probably get a video up. December 7th, I got invited to a holiday party. And it said like dancing, food, games. Um, so I'm going to that, and then I'm going over a friend's house, which means I won't have time to record. Um, what we might do is we might capture some clips, and I might put them together later and stuff, and make like a montage, because we're planning to stay up sort of late. And then the 14th, I got invited to a 13th birthday party for somebody who is not Jewish, so they're not having a bar mitzvah, but they wanted to have something. Uh, so it's essentially the same thing as like the bar and bat mitzvah celebrations. Um, but it's really it just there's that, and then I have a robotics tournament the day after that. So I'm not gonna get anything then, and then I might get something the 16th, but we'll see. It depends on where I am at that point. Um, so, but after that, I should be fine because it's the 16th, and then I have a half day Thursday the 20th for winter break. Um, if I can talk, that is. Um, and then winter break goes till like January 3rd or January 2nd or something. Um, but yeah, so basically I'm busy and I'm way more popular than I think I am because basically eh, the way you're judged by popularity in a grade is if you're good at sports. I never put effort into PE or gym or whatever you guys like to call it when I was in like elementary school. Um, so I just never. Not many people liked me because I wasn't that generic guy that everybody wanted me to be. Not everybody wanted me to be, but that people wanted to be friends with. I was uh, not very social, or sort of in my shell, and that was it. I sat by myself at lunch. I played by myself at recess, and I did have in fourth grade. I had two friends, and one of them ended up stabbing me in the back. Not literally. It's an acronym. Don't worry. Um, basically, they ended up turning against me because I was like really nice. They ended up turning against me and trying to take advantage of me. And then the other one, uh, said somebody said, "Hey, if you're not friends with this kid, you can be part of the cool kids." So it was two of them. One of them left me in the dust, the other sort of said, okay, you know, I'm gonna be part of this group, but I'm still gonna be friends with the other guy. Um, so, and now I'm part of that group and will never do anything like that, ever. Because I know how bad it feels to have three or four really good friends and to have all of them sort of stab you in the back. It does not feel good, let me tell you. But I started to put more effort in like gym class last year. We had an ultimate frisbee unit, which was the sport that I was really good at. Um, and it did pay off. It was slow, but it definitely did pay off. Um, because girls know who I am. They're talking to me. Um, Other people are talking to me. I sort of found a friend group, and then the main guy that I was hanging out with left. He went to a different school, and then I sort of had to find other people to sit with at lunch and hang out with, and I, I found my way in, pretty much. But yeah, until very recently, I didn't really have anybody to hang out with. And I've had this one friend who has just stuck with me since kindergarten. She's a great friend of mine. The people who know me will know exactly who I'm talking about. Not gonna mention names, but um, and then, but basically, yeah, that that's it. But uh, now that I'm a bit more popular and people actually know who I am, I'm getting invited to more and more of these parties. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Um, but another thing is, it's November 21. Thanksgiving hasn't happened yet, and the radio stations are already playing Christmas music. Um, so yeah, uh, I'm gonna start the Christmas game that I want. I basically want it to be sort of like an obstacle course. Um, I basically want the Christmas game to be sort of like an obstacle course that, sort of like an obby, but sort of like one level is like a maze, and the other is one that just sort of like, I don't know, just like stops. Not stops, but is like a, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to think it through. But, and then basically, um, this, this game series is really great because it just sort of like, it just gives me because I play Roller Coaster Tycoon Touch on my phone. I recently got a new iPhone XR, by the way. Um, and I have a booming park there. Um, so this really gives me this game series just gives me a chance to compare the two games because this game is based off of Roller Coaster Tycoon, and there's only so much you can do in Roblox. Let me remind you. Um, there's basically only so much you can do, and you can do that, and that's just about it. Um, but basically, thank you guys for listening to me talk for 10, 12 minutes straight. Um, I know it's not your favorite thing to do, but it matters to me, so thank you. Um, Basically, um, yeah, and basically at these parties, I end up the basic dancing thing that you do at these parties now is you basically just bounce to the beat of the music. They crank the music really high. They have like ultra bass and ultra kick drum feature and like ultra kick drum speakers, and you just bounce to the music, and that's really it. And then, to mix it up a bit, they play like a really slow song and say get with a partner. Um, I generally get nervous when sort of talking to girls. I'm not sort of who I normally am. So, um, I didn't really know who to like ask out to slow dance. So I just sort of awkwardly, just sort of like milled around until I found someone. So, I mean, it worked, but it definitely was not the best um, way to try to slow dance with someone. But hey, it worked. I'm not complaining. Um, so, but basically, you end up bouncing with a bit of slow dancing. Um, and it's actually really fun. Um, basically, the color scheme for this park, um, it's all the same, and we're probably not going to end up changing it. And by the way, this is not one of those never ending games. This game does end when you run out of space. Um, I basically sort of ruined the game for myself in a totally different park because I had to do something. I sat my mouse on the space bar, which kept you jumping, and as long as you're actively moving in the game, um, basically if you're idle for 20 minutes or more, it will kick you out of the game. Um, so to avoid that, I just placed my mouse on the space bar, which basically keeps you jumping, which is perfectly legal in the Roblox world. Um, and then basically, so here's what I think is going to end up happening. Um, basically, I think what we're gonna end up doing is I think we're gonna end up like closing the park out, um, sort of like finishing it off, and then we're gonna go and do upgrades to like the highest tier we can get of like everything. Um, that's one of the things that I want to work on is doing something like that. Um, but oh yeah, by the way, guys, TikTok, go follow me. Um, the next time I remember, um, the next time I remember, I'm gonna put the link up where it says subscribe to our, or it says join our awesome audience or something on the channel page. I'm gonna put a link to my TikTok there. I post time lapses of games that I play. Um, and yeah, I'm also gonna add a link to my SoundCloud because, as you guys know, I compose music, I play it, I record it. Um, basically, I've been trying to sort of take time and write music. I've been working on an album, but I have an EP that I'm releasing. The songs will still be part of the album, along with all of the singles that I've released. Um, but it's gonna be called The Tropics, and basically, when I was at the Outer Banks with Max Dark Hunter 11, I had composed a set of songs, one called Tropical Sunset, the other called Tropical Sunrise, and the other called Tropical. And basically, I had looked at pictures of the beaches down there. I got Tropical Sunset, I got Tropical. I basically did 3 time lapses while I was at the beach. I'll tell you a little secret. The sunrise time lapse was not in the Outer Banks. It was in Ocean City, Maryland. Because basically the sunrise was at like 5:30 in the morning, so I would have had to get up at like 4:45 to get all of the stuff together, sort of splash some cold water in my face, wake me up, assemble everything, get out there by like 5:15, set everything up, get the angle, and time lapse it. I just couldn't get myself up that early. Max Dark Hunter and I tried pulling all nighters every single day of the week, and we could not. I could not get myself up. He claims he stayed up, but no, he didn't. I saw him. He was asleep. Um, so that's that story. But it was basically three time lapses with three songs composed for those time lapses. That was a big trip for me. It was the first trip that I had been on without either of my parents there, without my grandparents, without aunts, uncles, without anybody related to me. I was the only one from my family there. I was with Max Darkhunter and his family and some of his family friends. Um, and they were nice enough to take me down because they didn't have to. Um, but basically, it was a fun trip. It was huge for me because, I was 300 miles away without my parents, aunts, uncles, relatives of any kind anywhere nearby. Um, so it was big for me. A few trips that I have coming up. I have the spring break trip, which is the closest. Um, we don't know where that's gonna be. We won't know till like January or probably late February. Um, but basically, uh, and then I have a New York City trip for school in May. The story behind that is our school has a band, and then uh, the choir in 7th and 8th grade is called McDonough Singers. You have to try out for it. If you don't make it in and you still want to do choir, it's called on stage, which is acting and singing. Um, but it's the 7th and 8th grade band and the McDonough Singers, which is what the group is called, that go to places like New York City. Um, it's both of them at New York City, and then the band goes to Six Flags. The They go Six Flags every other year, and when they're not at Six Flags, it's New York. McDonough Singers do New York every other year, and I'm quite jealous of this. And when they're not in New York, they're in Walt Disney World in Florida. Um, I was actually tempted to join the McDonough Singers just for that, but I'm terrible at singing. I'm really bad, and without taking choir for years, I wasn't gonna attempt to sing at Walt Disney World. But yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to me talk for a straight video again. It's just basically there's so much that's happening now. At the point in my life, we have people dating in school, so we get news about that quite often because I sit with some of the people um, at lunch. I'm getting invited to parties, which means I'm busier. I have more after school activities to balance. I have teamwork to balance. We're currently working on AI and machine learning for robotics, so I have that to balance. I have script writing to balance for robotics. Um, and then I have schoolwork to balance. And it's sort of like really hard to do that. So I try to record videos for you guys when I'm on breaks, when I have days off. But it doesn't always work out for me. Um, but yeah, so thank you for listening to me talk. Um, I know some of my fans have the video on in the background while they work on other things. That's why I tend to do a lot of just plain talking, is because, I mean, I'm a culprit of it too. I put stuff on in the background. But I should have a video up for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Um, I was hoping to have like a Thanksgiving maze, but I went to work on it yesterday, and I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get this done with all the clues that I wanna put in and have like a button that you can press. Um, so I'm just like, no, this isn't gonna work. Um, but basically, if I just get a video out on Thanksgiving saying Happy Thanksgiving, it's like a Thanksgiving special. Um, but anyway, before I keep you guys even longer, because it's been 25 minutes now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and everything I do for it. Uh, if you liked this video, share it out. If you think other people would like it, share it out. If you just want to share it out because you're feeling generous on Thanksgiving, then share it out. Uh, Definitely be sure to subscribe. Our goal is 30 subscribers. Um, and basically, the more subscribers we get, the more views we get. 10,000 views is our view goal. I know you guys can't see it. I can because I'm a YouTube creator. I have access to the Creator Studio. Um, but basically, one last thing with like the history of this channel. Um, I intended to like make money off of YouTube very, very quickly. Um, and that's not what happened. Um, but I plan to, when it comes time to enable monetization, I plan to use most of the money that I get from YouTube to support the channel. Um, because monetization, sure, you earn money off of your YouTube videos, but you also have to create an AdSense account, which will let you put ads in your videos, and the companies pay YouTube to put ads in the videos, and then YouTube pays you for letting them put ads in your videos. So, um, basically, yeah, and then, um, I'm gonna let music theories finish off real quick. We're gonna get farther into like Gen 2, and then basically Bloxburg house decorating. Um, it's gonna end in like season 3 or 4, because season 1 was the first floor, season 2 will be the second floor, and then season 3 is gonna be the third floor, which is gonna be even smaller, which means it'll probably be easier. And then the way that I organize that is I basically say, okay, this is the room we're making. What are the things that I need to buy? How much is it going to take to buy that? I need to make that much money and have a bit left over. So I need to make X amount of money. Let me make that and then record the video. But anyway, before I talk even more, thanks for watching, subscribe, share the video, and click that like button. Bye.